Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101, and today we're going to make some money. Wait till we get back. Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. Today we'll be talking about no other than GM. We need to understand that GM has a propensity to make lots of money for some of the deals that they're actually doing currently right now. And over the past 5 years, GM has been up around 65%, which is absolutely phenomenal for one of the two American car companies that still exist, which is GM and Ford. In the past year, GM has been up 65% the past 3 months. It's been down 18% the past month, 7% the past week, going up to around 4%. And then today in the aftermarket, we're looking at around 3% per share. And what's important is that when you see stocks in the decline, again, that's a great indicator to buy because we understand that GM is not going anywhere for a very, very long time. So that would be a solid investment based upon the historical and analytical predictions and value of that particular company. It says here that General Motors engages in the designing, manufacturing, and selling of cars, trucks, and automobile parts. It also provides automotive financing services through General Motors Financial Company. So again, you're not just investing in cars and not lately electric cars, but also finance company as well. Now that we're looking right here, GM has dividends almost at 1%. And we're looking at the stock price of $50. That's around 40 cents. Okay, I think that's around 40 cents. Now, here's some important news that I want you guys to really look at here. How GM invests in Oculus, radar software maker for self-driving cars. So again, that's a great indicator that GM is not only already into electric cars, because you know that the Chevy Bolt has come out, but now they're getting to autonomous driving. See, in order for companies to compete with Tesla, they have to have some sort of autonomous driving capabilities. Take, for instance, my car. I have a Genesis, and it has autonomous driving. Now, it doesn't do, I forgot the current degree of a turn and angle that it cannot do yet, like a Tesla. But what it can navigate a primarily straight road with some slight curves. I believe when those curves get below 30%, it has you to actually grab the wheel. But I have about 3 functionalities that assist me where I am foot off and hands off any gear shifts inside of my vehicle. So my foot is off the gas and brake, and my hands are off the steering wheel. I have a button that essentially guides me inside of the vehicle. Then I have another button that guides along within the lane in the vehicle. And then I have adaptive cruise control where it slows down and speeds up depending on if a car's in front of me or not. But I don't need to do anything like slow down and re-engage the cruise control. No, it's adaptive. So essentially, I've told many people this when I came back from Houston and to Houston, I probably, out of a 4-hour drive, I only probably drove 2 hours and a half of it. Most of it was like this, just touching the wheel every now and again. But I was totally refreshed that I didn't have to be so attentive. And that's going to be one of the problems. I know it's going to be one of the problems that people see because the vehicle is driving for you. But again, we are investing in technology and advancement, and this is how you make that money. Okay, so let's get back on it. I just had to give you a little bit of dialogue there so you to understand the technology and what you absolutely are investing in. It says here of 6 hours ago on Simply Wall, here's how General Motors can benefit from the new proposed tax credits. So again, we're talking about autonomous driving as well as new tax credits for makers who are making electric vehicles, okay? For those who make electric vehicles, look at the buy rating on this from Robinhood. We have 92% buy, and we have 8% hold, 0 sell. Okay, 0 sale when it comes to GM. This is important. This is where some of you is like, oh, I wish Tesla was a little bit cheaper. This is where you want to get at. See, it's only 2 American car companies, Ford and GM. There's no other American car companies. People are like, no, Dodge is American. No, Dodge is not an American car company anymore. Okay, an Italian company bought a Dodge, and then another company bought Dodge. And then you're saying Chrysler Chrysler is no longer an American car company because they got paid out by another international company as well. GM and Ford are the only American car companies today. Okay, when it comes to your basic gas vehicles. Now, when it comes to electric vehicles, there are some other companies that have started in America, but we're talking about the traditional two car companies. Okay, those conglomerates that sells hundreds and thousands of vehicles each and every year, not just in the U.S., but around the world. So again, this will be a great investment for your portfolio. And again, I never want people to get shocked by the stock price of this because it's only $50, ladies and gentlemen. And the amount of money that you can make off this stock is absolutely wonderful. I mean, there's no other information I can give you according to that. Now, Ford has a lot of making up to do. I probably would invest about $100 to $200 in Ford. But when it comes to GM, I'm telling you guys, you should go ahead and drop out $500 or more. Now, of course, you can do dollar cost averaging. You can do monthly recurring payments. But there's money to be made when it comes to GM, okay? Because I want you to look at Tesla. All right, Tesla is simply electric car vehicles, and that's $740 a share compared to GM. We're talking about $50 a share. And they are getting into the electric vehicle market very fast, very strong, and they're starting to do autonomous driving, okay? Now, we're over here at Market Watch, and Market Watch 2 has a buy rating. Look to your far right there, it has a buy rating. Another key indicator here that GM is a solid company is their EPS, earnings per share. It lets you know what the company profit is. They're definitely profiting. They're doing very, very well in the current market that we're living in. Now, the dividends, okay, I see around 40 cents or 38 cents, okay, per share. That's measly, but it's not bad at all if it's stock at $50 per share, okay? And let's see what else can I point out here. Year to date, they're roughly around 19%. That's not bad. I like the stocks historically to be around 20%. So again, 19% isn't bad. Over the course of the last year, they've been up 59%. Again, I really want to point out how well GM is doing. They have a lot of money in reserve. So they have the money and the market share in the space when it comes to electric vehicles and autonomous driving. So Tesla may not have competition so quickly, so fast in the beginning, but you have the money to invest in a company that's going to get into electric vehicles before they blow up like Tesla, okay? Now, moving right along to Yahoo Finance. Now, this was very peculiar. This is very odd to me that a lot of analysts are saying here that the performance outlook for GM is going to be down short to long term. It's not alarming to me. It's not alarming to me because then there's a contradicting analysis that they have here on Yahoo that I've been trying to research and define, because what they're saying here, if you're looking at the bottom left, it says undervalued, because these are the type of stocks that you want to invest in. You want to invest in undervalued stocks. So I'm very interested. Why do you have the stock going down? I think they have some sort of battery recall with their Chevy Bolt, but car companies always have issues. But they're saying it's undervalued. Good morning, Wendell, as well as Dogan. So I'm just very peculiar about that analytics there. I mean, undervalued, those are the stocks that you always should invest in. Okay, but then it says here that the performance outlook, you're telling me over the course of the next 9 months that this stock is going to go down? Then there's some contradicting information out there, because this is from CNN Business, and CNN Business says over the course of the next 12 months, GM has the potential to reach $90 per share. Ladies and gentlemen, that's almost a dollar for dollar investment, okay? That's almost a dollar for dollar investment, and that's what you want to get into. So right now, the current price of GM is $53 a share, which is on the low end. The median, which I always look to the most, more so than the high, I can still make $20 of profit per share when it comes to GM at a 42% cap and profit on that. Okay, so when we look at the trajectory of these stocks, the median price is something that you should strongly look at with the potential and propensity to reach 90, but 70 is more likely to occur than 90 in the next year, because we're looking at the projection of the next 12 months. Okay, we're looking at the forecast of the next 12 months. So again, I tell you, if you want to get into the electric car space, automotive vehicle investing, then you probably want to lean towards GM. Now, Tesla will always be a good buy because they're always pushing innovation. They're always pushing technology. So Tesla will always be good. But if you don't want to get into that Tesla price range, then GM might be the buy for you. Okay, GM might be the buy for you because, again, we're looking at the next 12 months. It may hit $90 per share, but it's more likely that it hit $70 per share, which is still what? $20 profit off your investment of a share. So you're still making really, really great money at 42%. Okay. So I also went over to Tip Ranks. I wanted to see what they had to say about this, because what they're saying, a strong buy. So the notion that with Yahoo Finance is saying that the performance outlook is going down, down, down over the next year, but it's undervalued. It's a total contradiction of what CNN is saying in the next 12 months that is going to bolster, is going to rocket up to $70 or $90. And then Tip Ranks also has it going up to $70 as well, and a high of $90 per share. So I have two total independent analytical based websites that's telling me there's going to reach at least $70 in the next 12 months. Okay, we're looking down here. You see the low 53, the average 73, and then the high 90. Okay, and how many analysts is based on 14 Wall Street analysts. Okay, 14 Wall Street analysts. Okay, and if we go all the way back here, this is from Market Watch. They're also saying out of 25 analysts, this is a buy. So I have three opposing websites compared to one. I would like to believe that buying Ford right now is your best choice, because on the low end, you'll make $3 per share. On the median end, you'll make around $20 per share. And on the high end, you will be making $40 per share. That's pretty much it. And at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't want to get your feet wet too much, let's just briefly look at some options for GM. Can we do that? Let's look at some options here for GM. So we're just going over to Robinhood here, GM, and me, I'm a call buyer. I don't do too many puts because I know the market always bounces back, but during market corrections, that's a good time for you guys to buy puts, but they should be long-term puts, because there's always going to be a market correction, but there's always going to be market growth and a market rocket. Okay. So from left to right here, I see that the current price of GM is $50. Let me just blow this up just a little bit more. There we go. That the GM price is $50. I'm doing buy, a call option. And now what's most importantly, I'm looking at my expiration date. Now for me, I'm not a risky call option buyer anymore, because I've learned my lesson. I've been burned too many times of thousands of dollars, and I don't want to lose any money. So I'm going all the way out to around, let's see here. Let's go to June 2022. This is going to be very expensive, okay? But then I'm going to drop down to $50. This is the way I buy options, so I know to make some money. So this is going to be around, what, $500, I believe, and $40. Let me continue. Yes. So this particular option is $540. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, with this particular option, whether you cover your call option or not, more times than not, when you have an option 6 months or more, you will make some substantial amount of money of your option. Now, the problem with options are most people who don't understand how options work, they don't want to put too much money into an option, because you have there's a good chance, if you're not watching this option, that you can expire out of the money. OTM, you can expire out of the money. You got OTM out of the money, and you have ITM in the money. So essentially, if you're going to do a long call option, you're going to see fluctuations throughout the day, throughout the months, that you must look at this at all times. So when you do see it, you can sell that contract and make profit off it. Because I was doing very well the early part of the year before I made a terrible mistake that landed me, and I lost $10,000 off I didn't do my research. I'm just going to be real with you guys. I didn't do my research. I just thought that in the next 6 months that Tesla would have reached $800. And guess what? Tesla didn't reach $800 even yet. I mean, let me show you this very quickly, okay? So in the past year, I was really thinking that Tesla was going to reach $800 because they almost got up to $900, okay? So just around, I want to say when this was around 700, there we go. I put in a call option stating that Tesla will reach $800 within the next 6 months, or the next, I think it was 3 or 4 months, because the option was very expensive. But I say, okay, they reached almost $900 early part of the year. Okay, they're going to reach $800, no problem. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Look what happened. Look what happened. Look what happened. This is what happened. I lost $10,000 because I thought, since Tesla on January 8th of this year reached $880 at 130% return, that after the market correction of dropping 563 and it bounced back at 762, okay, I thought that it will reach $800 per share. Okay, so again, if you guys are not understanding options, I do some option trading here to show you guys how they work out. I do some understanding and comprehension. But I tell you, start off small, very, very cheap options at first, so you understand how the market works when it comes to option. And believe me, people are becoming millionaires every day of option trading, because there needs to be a great mix within your stock portfolio, right? You have your stock portfolio, but some people use that option trading to actually pay their bills for their home. I know professional investors that don't work at all. The only thing they do is trade. And when they trade maybe 2 or 3 or 4 times a day, and that's it for a couple of hours. They buy their individual stocks, they buy the ETFs, they buy their index funds, and then they buy their options. And those are the ones they make money off, okay? Take, for instance, they invest $500, they make $3,000. They will take $1,000 and go higher into another option and pay themselves at $2,000. They made $2,000 in one day. Now, I used to be a day trader, but I started making other moves, building a business, working for another business. And so I don't have the time to day trade. But it could be lucrative. But let me tell you, it takes a lot of studying. It takes a lot of understanding of analytics and predictions and modeling tools. You have to watch trends, trend analysis. So there's a lot of things that you must factor in. How you're going to pay your taxes, how you're going to structure your taxes around your investments, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if you get into this, start off small when you option trade so you can learn how things are being executed, understand certain terminologies like understanding the Greeks, would it be the theta, rho, gamma, et cetera. So these are very pertinent information and things that you guys must learn in order to be successful. Does it take a very long time? It depends. It truly depends. Some people can pick it up very quickly. Other people take their time so they can understand exactly from start to finish what's going on. Okay. So there you have it. Good morning, I Campbell. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. Okay. Dogan says, gentlemen, General Motors, the dividend is, and they make crappy cars. You got yourself worth buying the stock. It's worth buying the stock, in my opinion. Okay. So you guys have a great and wonderful day. I'm out.